Alrighty, and we are live for the last game of this 5-game series. We've got Fong and Fuzzy. Fong is going to be playing Random. Fuzzy is going to be playing Terran, sorry. and you'll recall Fong was the third game of the series. He was pulled off victorious against the toss player. And Fuzzy was the second game of the series, pulling victorious against myself, a toss player. So it looks like we are going to have a TVT matchup here, though, as Fong does spawn as Terran. So TVT on Halloween Peak, I believe, was the map, and so this should be kind of interesting. I haven't seen a TVT game in a very long time. I usually just watch games with toss players, since that's the race I play. Anything we should be looking for here on TVT?
Well, they'll probably both fast expand here and play. We should just look for early Reapers. If Fong decides to go early Reapers and gets 2 or 3 in the base, then it's going to shut down Z's economy greatly. And this is a decent map for it. It doesn't have too many ways to get in or out, so but we'll see. I think we'll just have to aggressor generally.
SCV probe action moving on over here to the south end of the base here. And while we're waiting for things to bush up and finish off here, we'll mention a little bit about IGT and Epic here. Epic, from my understanding, is a medical software technology company, if I recall correctly. IGT is a casino gaming manufacturing company, so we make casino games, slot machines, all that kind of stuff. And both of these companies are playing for charity. So always a good thing when you've got that involved. And because we are B-League, we are playing for the grand prize winner is $1,000 to the charity of our choice. So very good there, and very good for reason to play this game for fun. You know, that's the big key here, for fun. And you know, we saw last game that Chobofo was having a lot of fun with his 18 carriers, but you know, it's everyone has those interesting moments in the game here, and so, but this should be a more level-headed game, as we have 2 very equally level-rated players, so it could be interesting to see what happens.
One thing to note is that Fong messed up his wall in, so there is a space to get in below that.
And he's going to realize
depot,
that.
so
yeah. Scout's going to get in. Fong does not have anything to show him, no gases or anything. Meanwhile, Fong Scout will see the early expansion, so that is visible to him. SCV is going to scout around Fong's base and get a good vision. And meanwhile, Fong is also going to do the same in his base.
Yeah, essentially mirror builds here, just one racks expand. So they're both going for a little bit more of a mid-game. And just to note, since I'm a nurse, I actually used the Epic system, wondering if that's what they were for, so I'm glad to know that. So I'll have to love their computer charting system.
Well, there you go. I'm pretty sure that's what they do. I remember hearing them talking about it. I briefly looked at it, but I apologize. I don't have the player bios in front of me. I know Fuzzy's a runner. We was talking to each other last game. He's ran a few half marathons, I think is what he was saying. And I know Fong is a programmer over at IGT. So, and you know, Fong is our team captain, and Fuzzy is apparently Epic's best player on their team, so I think he's platinum ranked player right now.
Captains will play for the win here, and the only difference here again is just the Raxes. So
a bunker here is
up in that
Fuzzy,
point.
So he's going a little defensive, as where Fong is now getting 2 racks compared to Fuzzy's 1 rack. And a tech.
Yeah, and so Fong just wants to get the early lab upgrades.
Yeah.
Quite need the bunker because he knows he'll be able to produce just as much, if not more, be able to reinforce at his base. So I like the no bunker play.
Scan going down from Fuzzy there, as he wants to know what Fong is up to, and he does see 2 racks and a refinery, and he also sees the engineering bay being under construction. So, but yeah, as you said, pretty equal grounds here. Stim being researched by Fong here, and no stim yet by Fuzzy, but they're still pretty equal here. 33, 32 supplies here. Not a lot of action. We probably won't see anything for quite a while. It looks, as you said, they're both kind of building some econ, seeing what's going on.
Yeah, and so it looks like Fuzzy is going to go for tanks here, or maybe even Widow Mines, because he dropped that tech lab, so we'll have to kind of see. And that's what delayed his stim a little bit. It's because of that factory. It is 200 minerals, so he wasn't able to stim right away.
Mm-hmm.
So Terran will be up in as far as the marine upgrades, but be a little behind on the tech. But
you were right.
generally,
It is siege tanks being produced by Fuzzy, so no Widow Mines yet. But go ahead, sorry to interrupt there.
oh, you're good. And so I think what we're going to see is Marine Tank versus Marine Marauder medevac. And Marine Marauder is much more mobile, so he'll be able to do simultaneous drops while pushing in the front and kind of just be all over the map. Whereas with tanks, you're more defensive and you got to push very slow and make sure those tanks don't get sniped. So again, the red Terran Fuzzy going a little more defensive while the blue Terran Fong is looking to be more aggressive.
Now Fong is moving out with his small army here. 2 Marauders, a handful of Marines. It's going to be just a little push to kind of see what is, what Fuzzy's doing. Is because all Fong knows right now is that he's got a barracks and 2 expansions. He hasn't seen anything. He hasn't seen the bunker, hasn't seen any of this stuff. So he's just kind of doing a little push, see what's going on here. And he's going to realize that this bunker is going to slow him down as well as that siege tank. He does lose a Marine. 2 Marines lost in that battle. So he's going to split his forces and head on back home.
Yeah, and he would have got the same information if he would have just sent 1 SCV or 1 Marine. But if he didn't have that siege tank, Fong would have been in a great position to do a lot of damage. And so now he realizes because of that siege tank, he could either be going or going straight mech. So again, Fong didn't quite get too much info there. A good scan will give him, all the information he needs. But it looks like he is opting to be more favoring the mules for better economy.
And it looks like this army is going to be pushing again with the war factory behind it. So I guess Fong is going to be basically giving up his war factory. 1 Marine is going to be scouting Fong's expansion here. Probably just going to be doing some annoying tactics here. Maybe killing 1 SCV if he's lucky. A little laggy on our side here, apologize. And Fong will pull some probes out as this Marine is doing some damage. 1 SCV goes down. He does kill it. Fong's army is kind of just stationed out now. He does a scan to see what he's up against, and realizing, hey, he's got siege tanks. Looks like he is kind of just waiting still. 2 medevacs.
Chris, you're breaking up on my end.
Oh, can you hear me? Or is it still breaking up?
No, now you're good.
Alright, so we've got red and blue both merging on each other right here. I don't know if Fong realizes that his army is right next to those siege tanks. He does see it now. Those medevacs healing him up. The other guy does not have any medevacs, so this is going to be interesting. Those army will go down because of the medevac pretty much. Fong kind of caught him off guard. He's going to take advantage of this lift-offs and puts the drop down on
Do a
his
quick drop.
quick drop here, and siege tank is being put into siege mode. Fong does see it. He's going to go for that siege tank right away, but will he get it in time before his army is destroyed? Those medevacs will heal him up. Siege tank will go down. Fong is now just doing a quick drop, and the war factory distract here. The quick drop is going to do some damage, going for the tech lab. Good choice of attack targets there. 2 medevacs out from Fuzzy, though, as Fong's attack army now going for the minerals, going for the SCVs. SCVs pulling off the line to try to kill this army, and those Marauders are getting destroyed by the Marines behind it. 3 Marines now pumped out because of those war factors right behind him. So Fong is going to have to get out there with his medevac, but pretty good attack there. He was able to kill all of Fuzzy's army, and an orbital command is now being moved out from Fuzzy for a third, but his army doesn't really exist. But again, they're pretty equal supply here. We got 66 121 and 80 145, so kind of an army swap at that point.
Yeah, and that was a great drop by Fong there. He did a ton of damage. He took out siege tanks, which are expensive units that take a long time to make. So he essentially puts him behind a lot. And it looks like Fuzzy's loading up for a counter drop of his own to try to see if he can do any damage.
These medevacs will pass by each other. I don't know if Fong realizes that he did see them, and I don't know if Fuzzy realizes that he did see him, but we'll see if they react accordingly. Fuzzy doesn't seem to be moving any of his forces to where those medevacs were going. Fong, on the other hand, this game is really lagging for me. I'm getting some choppy lag here. The meta drop will come into Fong's main here, and it does drop right next to those barracks, right next to the engineering bay. A couple of Marines now going after the SCVs in a nice pinned condition there. Takes out 1, 2, 3 SCVs going down. Some workers coming off the lines here, and Medevac's healing, and drop is lifting off and running away. So pretty nice little distract drop by Fuzzy. Meanwhile, Fong is in his base doing some damage, but the army from Fuzzy is going to be overwhelming for Fong, and he's going to have to retreat, and he loses all of his Medevacs and his army. So Fong a little behind now, because Fuzzy does have that expansion rolling with Econ going, and you know, a couple of Medevacs and Marines and 2 tanks out. So Fong's going to have to play some catch-up here with only that handful of army, 2 Medevacs, and it looks like Fuzzy realizes that he might have an advantage. He's going to push.
Yeah, and this is a really bad time for Fong to load up his medevacs. He's going to go for his counter push, and he's going to quickly realize that's not going to be what he's wanting to do, as Red's army is coming out.
Red's army is coming out. He's got 2 loaded medevacs here, and he's still going with those medevacs. I'm not sure if he's... No, he does come bring the medevacs back now. His 3rd will take a lot of damage from his Marines. It probably will fall. Medevacs now being jetpacked back to the action, and Siege Tank is up with 1 health. If he just sends an SCV over, take it out, but Siege Tank's going to do some damage to those Marines. More Marines coming in from Fuzzy. Fong retreating back to his base. Probes being put back to his base. All back to the choke point with the Marauders. 1 medevac, 2 medevacs healing compared to the 5 medevacs from Fuzzy. And Fuzzy is going to fall back to his Siege Tanks there. Smart play to try to use those Siege Tanks as advantage. However, Fong is going to get right into the brunt of the action, and he's going to take some heavy hits from the Siege Tanks and go down. Fuzzy's army is fully intact. Fong's army is no more. He's got a handful of Marines and a Marauder now, being against 5 medevacs, a Siege Tank, and a lot of Marines. Does not look good for Fong here. And he is going to pull up the GG, so that's going to do it for our best of 5 series, as IGT takes the loss, Epic takes the win, and at 3-2 games. So it was pretty evenly matched teams here, and good round of games.
Yeah, it was an exciting last match. End of the day.
Right on, and we'll if this all goes well, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us, and have a good day. Later.